Today, I want to talk about the one strategy that I used that took me from getting about 30 followers per month on Instagram to now being able to get about 500 followers every month on Instagram. And I'll try to put up the screenshots to show the before and after. And that took about a 90-day period. And I don't want to make it seem like I just snapped my fingers and all of a sudden the algorithm changed and everything was good. These things took time, but there was a strategy that I used behind it. And I kind of want to just walk you through step by step the ideology behind that strategy because it came from the holiday windows that you see in the New York City every single year and how you can apply that kind of strategy to the marketing that you do with your music. So what we have on the whiteboard is an illustration of a Macy's window during the holiday season where they might have a pair of shirts being displayed on the left, some pants in the middle, and then a pair of shoes or something on the right or whatever they're trying to sell. And one thing that people don't realize is that during the holiday season, when Macy's sets up these particular windows displays and does these types of marketing campaigns, their sales increase about 24%, which is a pretty large gap. And it's also the holiday season, keep that in mind. But the windows that they put outside of the stores actually play a huge role to the sales that go on inside the stores because of the way the items are being displayed and because of the audience's awareness at that particular moment. And I'm going to show how this applies to Instagram in just a second. But first, we have to show why this works. So what happens is we'll have a normal person who's walking through the city here. And what they do is they start off at point A and they'll walk across the sidewalk and get to point B at some point, right? And the way that they do that is, again, walking past these three different window panes. And when they walk past those three different window panes, what they're actually doing is making one point of connection, making another point of connection, and then making a third point of connection. So each time as they're going through, or anybody on the sidewalk is going through, they're getting three different times where they're being influenced to make a decision for when they get to this end state over here. And now if we compare this to a normal shirt or something like that, just like a normal shirt company, when they have one window display out and this person does the exact same thing and walks by it, all that they get is this one influence, this one marker, this one point of familiarity that influences their decision at the end on if they're actually going to buy the shirt or if they're going to go into Macy's. So when you look at these two in comparison, and I'll get over to the stuff on the right, I'm going to try to hide it a little bit, but you'll see that on the top at the Macy's window, they got influenced 3 times, while on the bottom, they only got influenced once, basically. And so right there with that 3-to-1 difference, you can see why they're actually getting such a big sales increase into that, again, 24% range during the holiday season, just because they're putting out more things to influence the customer. And so the way that you can apply this same ideology and marketing strategy to music and how I was able to actually utilize it to go from 30 followers to about 500 followers every month is by using stories in particular. So when I was first starting off back on the iPad over here, I was only putting out about one story every single day. And some days it was basically just a repost of what I was already producing. So when I sent people to my profile or to anything on my page to maybe want to go and follow me or interact and engage with my content, all that they really had was the long feed that people always see and then the one story. There wasn't really a whole lot of contact or points of familiarity for people to actually dive into and see what you're about and make any sort of different connection points. So what I started to do was, instead of just, again, reposting that one piece of music, I started to add more things to my stories. And I tried to post up between 3 to 5 stories every single day, sometimes even more, up to like 7 stories a day. And what I noticed was that people who would come to my page in this case now would go by all of these 3 different styles of posts that I would have. In this case, it might be showing some stuff from my books, again, showing music, and then showing like quotes or showing different people talking and stuff like that. Those were just like a couple different categories that I came up with on things that I could document for myself so I could consistently create content in a sustainable and predictable way. And by utilizing that system, I was able to produce, again, those 3 to 5 pieces of content every single day on my stories, which then when people walked across my sidewalk would hit all of these different places. And the exact same thing would happen. Now they're influenced by all of that stuff when they get to the point where they have to make a decision of if they want to follow me or not. And because of that, they're able to basically get my following to about 523 followers in that 30-day period in May in comparison to the 29 followers that I got in March. And so that was like the big difference, and the big one strategy that I used was actually implementing, making way more stories so that people could find these different connection points, because some people really resonated and would like the book stuff that I posted and little excerpts from that. Some people really resonated with just the music stuff and connected with that, and then they would follow me because of that. Other people would resonate with the quote stuff and would follow me because of that in particular. So every single person has a different point that they can connect with me over, and that increases the likelihood that they're going to follow me. And what happens is you start to create this sort of flywheel effect where at first you're able to get more reach, which is the first step, because you're getting more followers. Again, these 523 followers is basically what more reach is, more impressions, that sort of stuff. And then by doing that, you're able to get more fans to come to your music because you're getting more followers, so you can convert a higher number of them into fans. And if you're getting more fans, then you can get more purchases, or for some people it's downloads or whatever you're trying to do, and get people to start to take action on for yourself. And then the fourth part about this was you can get more feedback and more music freedom to do exactly what you want, because now either you have the money to start to reinvest and do more things with, and you're getting better feedback from the audience, and they're telling you exactly what they want, the things that they do like and the things that they don't like. And the other part about this that you might have noticed up above is that you create what I like to call this sort of flywheel effect right here, where you get a cause and effect feedback relationship. So if we start to get more and more fans, what will happen is there's going to be more data for the algorithm to work with and be able to figure out exactly who are the right people to send to your profile to start following you. So again, that's the feedback cycle that's occurring, because more fans equals more data for the algorithm to work with. And it's usually better data because they are fans. They aren't just, let's say, friends or family or random people from Reddit that you tried to send to your profile or something like that. The other thing is that because you have more fans and more people listening to it, you can increase the organic network effect, or the actual reach of your music. So if you have, for say, one person listening to music, their ability to go and tell other people and their friends increases as you get more people in your initial network. So if I have one follower, for example, and they can tell two people, then my reach in total would be, let's say, 3. But if I have 100 followers, my reach then is 300, because I can get each 100 followers to talk to 2 other people. So then there's going to be 200 other people extra, right? So these numbers exponentially grow and create feedback as you're working through the system. And that's why you want to create this sort of step-by-step, like systematic approach to figuring out how to get people to convert on your bio. And I don't want to make it seem it was just the stories alone. There's a lot of other things that I put into place, such as making sure that I did conversion rate optimization with those things, and using different strategies and different systems around those to make sure that I was actually garnering more followers every single week, and using the data and analytics that Instagram provides on their dashboards in particular. So with that being said, if you want help trying to create systems like this and get more involved in just how to create content and work with a community of like-minded producers who are trying to do the same things of, again, releasing music, creating content, and building up their fan base, then you can join the Music Momentum community for free down in the link below, where you'll get access to a whole bunch of resources as well as other producers who are trying to accomplish the same goals as you. Also, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe for more, and I'll catch you on the next Whiteboard Wednesdays. Until next time, peace.